Good morning, or it's not morning, I'm sorry. Hi everyone, my name is Carson Gunn. I am a credit analyst at Phillips 66. I've been at the company for about 3 years. I am an Oklahoma State alumni. My degree was in finance and economics with a minor in accounting.
Great. What have you observed as the biggest challenge for students transitioning into the workplace?
Something that we've seen at Phillips 66 is our company is really moving towards a very analytics-focused environment. We care a lot about being able to get our data together and being able to analyze it quickly and basically freeing up our employees to be able to do more just helpful work to the overall organization instead of focused on just wrangling data. And so I think it's really beneficial for students to start learning tools while they're in school that will be able to help with that, because that's really the way that companies are moving for the future. So if you can get your hands on learning more about Excel, maybe even some of those analytics programs like Alteryx and Tableau, those are super beneficial for transitioning into the workplace.
If you think back to your time in college, what advice would you give yourself?
So, thinking back to myself as a young, spry freshman or sophomore, I would say when you're starting to look for jobs, be open to all kinds of different opportunities. You might have your mind set on that one type of job, but there's so many others out there that you might not have seen before, had exposure to, and you don't want to limit yourself. I can give you my personal example. I was thinking I wanted to go into doing management consulting when I graduated. I was pursuing that path as well as looking at some energy industry jobs. I ended up going with the energy route, and now I'm so grateful for that because my work-life balance is so much better than I would have gotten going the consulting route. I'm not working 80-hour weeks. I actually have time to have a fun life and do extra hobbies outside of work. So definitely be open to all opportunities.
Right. If you think back to your time in college, did you know at the time that your current job existed?
I did not know my current job existed when I was in college. The first role I had coming out of school was actually a very operations-focused role, so I got to learn a lot about how pipelines work, how barges move product, rail cars, all that good stuff. It was not very financy, but it was a really cool role. I got to understand how our business makes money, which is, at the end of the day, the most important thing in any corporation. And then my current role is a little more aligned with some of the classes I took. It's more finance focused. I'm doing a lot of those ratios that you learn in your corporate finance class to learn about our customers, and basically my role is to determine their credit limits, to figure out how much business we're comfortable doing with them and secure that, or confident that they'll be paying us back for any of their open bills.
Tell us about a time that you had to utilize a competency in the workplace.
So I have had an interesting past internship experience. I had to really come back from some challenges after my first internship. I interned with an upstream oil and gas company. It was a great experience. I learned a ton. I was offered a second internship with that company and was excited to go back, but unfortunately there was a really big downturn in the market at that time, and they had to rescind all of their internships over spring break. So I was supposed to be starting in June, and just a couple months before I had that internship pulled, and it was really scary. This was the internship between my junior and senior year, and that's one of the most crucial times to have an internship. But I got right on the phone with Career Services, was asking them what I could do if there was anything still available, and in the course of about 2 weeks I was actually able to secure another internship at a different company. That was an awesome experience, and I learned so much. So don't get dejected if something doesn't seem like it's going your way. It could end up being a blessing in disguise.